We're better as a whole at repeating than we are at starting at a new. I'm just saying, if you were built from destruction, you probably will build your kids from destruction too. And that's where we fuck up as a whole, because when we go through it, we know how we feel. We know we would never do this to anybody else. We'd never want anyone else to go through it, but yet we blindly do it to the ones that we have created, like the ones that have created us did to us. And that's where we fuck up. We continue the cycle where we should stop it because we know exactly what made us the monster that we are today, yet we continue making other monsters like the monsters that made us before us, before us, before us, because we're good about doing cycles, but we're not good about starting something new. See, I don't want a toxic family to come from me, because I do believe I come from a toxic family of some sorts, because I do believe some of the things I've learned didn't come from my family. And I know this full-heartedly. If I didn't move around as much, if I wasn't in and out of places that I possibly should have never been, then I would have never learned the things I did to actually sustain what I would consider a successful family, the bonding moments that mine lacked to have, the quality time that mine yet again lacked to have. There's so many things that I didn't grow up with, and I would wonder if that's kind of what fucked with me, but I'm not quite sure. I still think I'm pretty good for it, but that's more of me, not because of it. I'm just saying some of us are born lucky and some of us are cursed. So break the trend, don't continue it. I'm just saying, you know what shit looks like. Why keep forcing it? So when I have a kid, because I have none right now, but I do hope to have a couple someday. When I have a kid, I'm making sure he, she, it, I don't give a shit. As long as they know that I love them from the day that they were born to the day that they die, even before they were even a little pea size, knowing that they were coming was my happiest day, and seeing them was topping that, because I would love them full-heartedly and never lie to them, because that's a piece of me right there. And if I truly love that person, the other person, or if I don't really care about the whole entire other part of it. But that little shit, that's my little shit. And I don't give a shit what you say, but I'm not destroying it. I am not going to ever down talk my child. I will sit at their level and speak to them a way that them and I will understand. It doesn't matter if it looks cruel to the world, but they understand me when I'm telling them that I love and care for them. So when I say that you need to stop this, I'm not saying do it for me. I mean, you're destroying yourself, and I can see that. And you're also distancing yourself from everybody that loves and cares. So could you please stop this, because we care about you. But if you choose to, I can't ever stop you. I'm not trying to chase you away, but daddy still loves you. That's something that I would say, instead of saying, are you fucking kidding me? Is this what I fucking raised you? Drug-induced piece of shit. Get the fuck out of my face, you waste of sperm. Those are hurtful words. Weren't you down before? Like, how could you say something even though you've heard it before? Like, harsh treatment is easier to pass on than nice compliments, and I don't understand why. Like, because somebody talked down to you, you have to talk down upon someone else, but that's not how it has to go. Continuing the cycle yet again, you got to stop it. You can literally change the world by yourself, but you also need other people to tag along with you, because one can do a lot, but two can do more, and so can three and four, because the more that you go with, the easier it is to convince others to come too. So be nice, and maybe you'll spread niceness around everywhere. Be kind to your kids, even if your parents aren't kind to you. Treat the future good, and the future will become good. Treat the future bad, and the future will become horrible. I was once the future. You were once the future. Once you have a little one, that becomes a new future, and the way you treat it will determine our future as the elderly that will eventually need the past help. But how do we treat it? I'm just saying, love knowing how you love, and love knowing how you were loved, and being able to figure out if that's a good way or if it's a toxic way can really change a lot of things in the world. And most people just don't want to do that. And that's why, like, I'm very excited to have kids. But there's just never knowing when that's going to happen, if that's going to happen. But if it does, it'll be the happiest day of my life, and I'll treat my kids better than I was treated. And I hope we all do this, to be honest. And I hope someone sees this and thinks of it as an eye-opener and actually changes the way that they treat their kids. Because really, you're fucking up the future right there. That little thing that you helped create, that thing has a purpose. That thing is a person, it's a being, it is somebody just like you were. And if you were mistreated, why the fuck would you continue it? That's the stupidest shit ever. You know how you felt? That's probably how they feel, if not worse. Ah.